Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much to the Botstiber Institute for inviting me to speak today. It is a true honor to be here. This is a world-changing conference, and we are just so excited to be part of it. Thank you so much for the invitation. So today we're going to talk about hippos. But first, I want to tell you a little bit about Animal Balance and let you know who we are. So Animal Balance's mission is to collaborate with communities in need and to create sustainable and humane, non-human animal management programs to prevent suffering and ignite social change. All right. Nothing happened. Oh, that one. There we go. Nearly 2 decades ago, I started Animal Balance to help manage the cat and dog populations of the Galápagos Islands. We had to get key resources from places that have them to places that needed them, namely the Galápagos Islands in this case. In 2003, there were no vet services on the islands for cats and dogs. Their populations were poorly and cruelly managed with rat poison, much to the upset of the Galapagonians living with their dogs as companions, as protectors, and as hunters. This magnificent archipelago is governed by Ecuador and the division of the Department of the Environment, whose job it is to protect the biodiversity and biosecurity and quarantine of the islands, is an organization called ABG. ABG is our Animal Balance's official partners on the islands, and we've had a partnership with them for 2 decades now. I am the advisor to ABG for the Galápagos as it pertains to cats and dog management in municipal zones. I also sit on the International Advisory Board for the Alliance for Contraception in Cats and Dogs. Animal Balance has been in operation for 18 years, using the Galápagos program as a blueprint. We've served 12 island nations with cat and dog population control services. These also include zinc gluconate at appropriate locations, which is usually the hunting communities on islands. Okay. So in January of 2020, we were on the Galápagos Islands doing a clinic, and just before the pandemic came and closed us all down. A Colombian vet was working with me on the Galápagos, and we were doing spay-neuter, and she was telling me as she was working about the Colombian hippo dilemma, and that the government would issue hunting licenses if another solution could not be found. Of course, I was horrified. She explained a situation where a megafauna is now living in a part of the world where they did not originally come from, a situation caused by humans, namely the drug lord Pablo Escobar. And now there's a situation where lethal methods are being considered to eradicate these majestic sentient beings. She explained that there were approximately 40 hippos living at Hacienda Nápoles, which is Escobar's old property, and a small number had escaped. And now another 40 were living all along the Magdalena River Basin in small pods. These were the free hippos. These hippos are living, if you look at the map, they're between Medellin and Bogota, right in the middle where that circle is. So let's consider the choices that the Colombian government was considering at this time. They could do nothing. They could eradicate and kill all the hippos. They could remove them to a sanctuary and sterilize them for zero reproduction, or contracept them via dosed injections, or a combination of those choices. So that was what was on the table. So let's review the timeline. So in 2009, there was absolute outrage, not just in Colombia, but throughout the world, because a hippo was killed by the Colombian government. They named him Pepe, which is has negative connotations in Colombia. So what Animal Balance did, because the doctor in the Galápagos that I had met, she invited us to start looking and do some research. And because a Colombian veterinarian had invited Animal Balance to do this, we agreed. And so we started looking into the situation. And the first thing that we did, which we always do on new projects, is go find the most brilliant people on the planet that know anything about the subject matter. And so we did. We went all around the planet trying to find all the people that had been working with hippos and had some experience and knowledge. Most of these were captive hippos, but some were not. Some were wild hippos in Africa. And so what we did, and this is when we were all on lockdown, we had Zoom meetings with all these brilliant people, and we got them talking to each other and sharing their ideas of what they had done around the world to help hippos. It's a complicated, very complicated situation. So in addition to this, we started raising funds and promoting hippo virtual adoptions. And you're welcome to adopt a hippo if you would like. Come see me afterwards. And those funds paid for a Colombian animal balance team to go to the area where the hippos live and meet with the community, ask their thoughts, listen to their perspectives, have a chat, and find out about any local touristic activities that were happening that were related to the hippos. Really immerse themselves and find out what was truly going on, you know? And so they made a key relationship with a local eco-activist who's called Isabel Romero, and who founded a river turtle hatchery there. So I'm going to show you a video. So I think I have to go forward.
Un saludo muy especial para todos y todas. Mi nombre es Isabel Romero Jerez, soy habitante del corregimiento Estación Cocorná del municipio de Puerto Triunfo, Antioquia. Vivo a orillas de uno de los ríos más hermosos que tiene Colombia, se llama el río Claro Cocorná Sur. Este desemboca a esa arteria fluvial nacional que se llama el río Magdalena, acá a 40 minutos aproximadamente. Nuestro río es un refugio de vida, fauna, ecosistema. Tenemos un tesoro escondido acá en Antioquia. Con esa fauna que nos ha llegado y que vive acá en nuestro río, llegaron los gorditos grandes, estos hipopótamos, que hoy hacen parte de nuestra economía, hacen parte de nuestros recursos, hacen parte de la biodiversidad que tenemos aquí en Colombia. Entonces, para nosotros los hipopótamos son demasiado importantes. Nos gustaría, o nuestro deseo como habitantes del corregimiento Estación Cocorná, es que el Estado Nacional, quien tenga que hacer, haga algo por controlar la natalidad de ellos, para esterilizarlos, buscar mecanismos que permitan que ellos sí estén acá, pero disminuir la sobrepoblación que se puede presentar para un futuro, pero que no nos los maten, porque ellos son animales que quieren vivir igual a nosotros, y que no es el hecho de que porque los trajeron acá introducidos, que los trajeron en mucho avión cuando llegaron y ahorita los quieren sacar llevarlos a un hueco. Entonces así no es. Queremos que estos hipopótamos como nosotros también sigan viviendo acá en este río y sigan siendo parte de nuestra economía y de nuestro sustento y de la belleza natural que aquí podemos presentar. Un saludo para todos.
We are here to let you know that there is another way we can face this situation with the hippopotamus in Colombia. We are working with the community, learning from this environment, trying to find out the best ways to face this situation and resolve it in a really humanitarian way, respecting the native species. And if you want to help us, just go to the website of Animal Balance and you can adopt a hippo and make this a reality.
We actually went to find hippo noises on the internet and put it over that. Aren't they adorable? Amazing, absolutely amazing. Anyway, as a result of this visit and the extensive meetings that we had with the incredible advisory board that we put together, which is, we're adding people all the time, and we've added people in this conference, it's amazing. By early 2021, I've lost my page, sorry. Oh, don't want to do that again, do we? There we go. By early 2021, we had written a white paper based on the recommendations. We advocated for the use of PZP-22, an immune contraceptive developed by the Science Center in Montana, who kindly said that they would donate it as well as provide the training to the local government authorities. CONERE, who are the local government authority, river authority that are in control of this area and make the decisions on what happens, told us that they would take 5 months to review the various strategies that have been put forward and then let us know. Well, during that time, they contacted the USDA and decided to use the GnRH vaccine that they had developed. The USDA were on the ground in October injecting the hippos at the zoo area of the Hacienda Nápoles. In 22, we have been discussing the situation with Dr. Eckery and Dr. Bremer and of the USDA, David Echeverry of CONERE, and also Dr. Keenan Steers, who's an expert at African hippo capture. And so by bringing all these experts together, they can define the challenges and explain which resources are necessary in this very new situation. At the same time, Juliana Barbera, who is the director of RAYA, which is the largest animal protection organization in Colombia, she's also on our advisory board, introduced us to Dr. Juan Martinez, a biologist at the University of Antioquia. He has developed a 3-year scientific plan for the Magdalena River hippo population. His wish is to be matched with resources from the United States to be able to, or anywhere, to be able to carry out this scientific research to support and prove an immunocontraception intervention. We have copies of their proposal, and I'm very happy to give it to anybody that would like to see this. Our job is to be their voice. I wanted to explain one more thing. Last week on a Zoom call, Dr. Martinez and his students said that it's their goal to use non-violent means to solve this issue because their country, Colombia, has been steeped in violence for so long. These hippos are a consequence of the drug wars. The hippopods are suffering. Their calves are being stolen and being trafficked. These students, the next generation, stated very strongly that they believe that a non-violent management population control program based in scientific method for the hippos will encourage a more peaceful country overall. These students are asking to ignite social change in their country through this very important program. This highly political and highly visible situation does now have a humane and logical solution that will be proven by the Colombian scientists with resource support from the United States and other countries, which is appropriate. Our job now becomes to match the University of Antioquia with institutions in the United States and around the world, which we have been doing at this conference. The mechanism for preventing reproduction, the injection, whether that be PCP or the GnRH, can be supplied by the United States. Animal Balance will provide the University of Antioquia with introductions to each person on the Hippo Advisory Board, connecting them so that they can grow this strategy together, the mycelium factor. If the Science Center and the USDA can provide the project and training, the Colombian government will have a Colombian-led solution that is based in compassion and non-violence and proven by science. Thank you.